Set of caution, so I had issues with it, because my experience with other administrators has been.
We'll call this Ways and Means Committee together today, June the 2nd, 2015 at 4:04. Deanne, would you please call the roll?
Quinn.
Here.
Tilly.
Here.
Duranson.
Here.
Leggett.
Here.
Herrick.
Here.
Hutz.
Here.
Krieger.
Yes.
Warren.
Thank you, ma'am. We've all had an opportunity to review the minutes of May the 5th, 2015.
Motion to approve?
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. At this time, we'll allow for public input. Anybody that'd like to address Ways and Means, please step to the podium, state your name and what you'd like to speak on behalf of, and you have an opportunity to address Ways and Means. Seeing no one's coming forward, under our next order of business, petitions and communications we have from the Bay County Sheriff. This is a Justice Assistance Grant.
So moved. Support?
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the Prosecutor, we have a 2016 CRP 4D application amendment.
So moved. Support?
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. The next, we have a 2016 4E application amendment.
So moved. Support?
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Deanne, was this the one we were talking about? Kurt, maybe you can, these grants look like they're 50-50, but they're written a little differently. The first one said it's $129,000 and the county's half is $65,000, and this one said $200,000 or $100,000, and I'm not sure. Can you maybe give us a little explanation on that?
Well, the county match for the 4D cooperative reimbursement grant is $65,996. They're completely different grants. The 4D grant covers the program for paternity and child support establishment, and the 4E grant, which has a 100% match of $100,462, is for our agreement with DHS for legal services providing to DHS regarding abuse and neglect of children. So they're completely different grants.
So the first one is 50-50. So it's a $130,000 grant. We pay. The second one is a $200,000 grant.
It's a total of, well, the match is $100,462. I'm sorry. The match is $100,699.50.
Maybe it was just the way it was wrote, because I thought it said revenue.
The total funds for the contract or the grant agreement is $201,162. So it's a 50-50 match.
All right, same as the other one. It's just somewhat, there were two grants, 50-50, wrote differently, and that's the only reason I asked the questions.
Thanks.
All right. Bob?
We've been getting these two particular grants that are.
Oh, I know. I know that. But if you look at the way
Numbers change a little bit. Numbers change a little bit.
Oh, it wasn't the numbers. It was, if you look at how they weren't wrote the same. And I was just wondering if it was a 50-50 or what it was. So. But I guess we got that information. Anybody else have any questions regarding that? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. For the Personnel Director, we have the 457 Deferred Compensation Fiduciary Liability Policy Renewal.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 2, we have the wellness initiatives for 2015, and I think we're going to get a brief report from Tiffany.
Jeannie.
I knew that.
Well, I'm Jeannie Deferred. I'm the wellness coordinator for Bay County, and from time to time, we just want to come out and talk to everybody and let them know what we have plans and what we're planning going forward. So this is just a brief overview of where we're at and what we're going to do.
What are we doing?
So we have been promoting medical savings, education on cost savings in particular. One being the Bay County Wellness Center. Obviously, we implemented that last year in January. We've seen cost savings on behalf of the employees. They don't have to pay for their office visits, their generic co-pays, as well as no overhead costs. And so far in 2014, all the generic prescriptions remain free, and we're planning that going forward and throughout 2015. We continue to educate employees that we do purchase 9 memberships for Delta College every year. So that's available to employees and retirees for free. They can upgrade to a family membership for the fitness center and the recreation center there for just $144. So there's a big cost savings for them for that. We do various education on various topics through newsletters and email. I also give inter-office information on topics such as tobacco, how they can save on smoking cessation and stuff like that. All of those are also available on the employee intranet, so they can access those afterwards. We also do the employee lunch and learns once every quarter, and recently Bay 3 TV has been recording those, so those recordings are also available on the internet. For our wellness side of things, we offer fitness classes for free for spouses as well as employees and retirees. We have throughout the county various fitness rooms or equipment at various locations. So that's all available for free for all the county employees as well as retirees. We offer the Win by Losing competition twice a year, and that's sponsored through Blue Cross Blue Shield, so there's no cost involved in that. Delta College, once again, that's available for free, and then reimbursements for races and other education. We provide the registration fee for free for county employees if they participate and finish. This is our calendar events for 2015. We do have 4 lunch and learns on here, 1 per quarter, and we're going to be doing a paid speaker on nutrition, and also there's 4 reimbursements and extra challenges that we're doing. Currently, we're going to be starting the STEP challenge. Within the wellness budget, all of these things that were on the previous slide in the calendar are all included in the wellness budget, so there's no additional funds that we need or anything extra right now. As Bay County is being self-funded, we pay all of our claims on actual costs. So if somebody was to go to the ER and it costs $200, it also costs the county $200. So with that being said, that we can kind of see the trend has been about the same for the last 5 years on this slide. The employee contribution has been pretty flat for the last 5 years, and with going forward, we anticipate that being about the same. Not too much fluctuation in that. We anticipate that by providing all of these wellness education and efforts that we'll be promoting healthy living for all employees, and so all the contributions will stay flat. The plan changes that were implemented in 2014, there were quite a few, such as there used to only be one for everybody to go in, and in 2014 that got switched to 2 different plans, and that's where we put in the biometric screening and the health risk assessment. The office copays and the deductibles increased for county employees, as well as the chiropractic. But we did also put in the Deferred Wellness Center, so that in return saved employees on all of those things. The vision plan got enhanced in 2014, so that was a huge cost savings for employees and the eligible or retirees are not eligible for vision, but it is a big savings for employees and their families. There was a lot of education that we provided on generic prescriptions last year. There was a lot of generic or name brand prescriptions that went generic, so we provided education on that. And they were also able to get generic prescriptions for free at the wellness center. So with 2016 not too far away, 2016 going forward, our plan is to continue to educate, encourage, and promote healthy lifestyle changes to our Bay County family. And by making simple lifestyle changes in your everyday routine, it'll help benefit you as a person and your life as a whole. And we anticipate seeing more cost savings for Bay County and for their employees by making people more active in their daily health. That's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Does anybody have any questions?
Motion to receive.
Support.
Keep up the good work, and all you folks at administration. I believe in wellness, and I think that it's gone a long way to creating awareness for employees, just how involved they need to be in their own health care, and giving them the opportunity to be physically fit, and not only to go see a physician for little or no cost is a good thing for us. So keep up the good work. With no other questions, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Under D, the Director of Administrative Services, this is Bay 3 TV contract renewal.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Commissioner Tiller.
Any talk of Bay City coming back into the mix in this?
There were some discussions, but nothing has been decided. But they are exploring it.
Okay. Very good, thanks.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the Director of Recreation and Facilities, this is the purchase of a new mail machine.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Commissioner Krieger.
Thank you. So, what is it costing us per year, let's say for the last 2 years, on an average?
Well, we purchased the mail machine in 2006, so we bought it outright almost 10 years ago. And then for the last, well, since then, we only pay for the maintenance agreement and the meter rental. The meter rental is right about $850, and our maintenance agreement is just over $1,000, I think. So the main cost comes when we purchase the mail machine. Our mail machine is now obsolete. We're kind of running on borrowed time. So if anything breaks, we probably won't be able to get the part to fix it. And so that's why we're looking at a new one.
Okay. And so the cost will still stay even across the board like we've been paying?
Mm-hmm. And we budget for both meter rental and the maintenance agreement every single year. And the mail machine, to purchase it, is already in the budget this year, so we don't need any additional funds.
And as far as the departments that are using that mail machine, does it involve the courts at all?
Absolutely. Yes, they have a lot of mail.
Okay.
Every department, Bay County department, is using the mail, the mail services.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Lutz.
Is there any way to lease the machine rather than
It is,
purchase
but
it outright?
it's more expensive to lease because we can keep these mail machines for about 10 years. And when we look at a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, it makes more financial sense to purchase.
And what's it cost to lease the machine per year?
I can tell you. Do you want to know?
I know we're tough on it.
Let's see. For 60-month term, so that's 5 years, it's $600 a month. Times 12 months a year. Times 5 years.
But
And that's an option. I mean, they quoted us on that.
But there wouldn't be a maintenance agreement.
Correct.
So I haven't done the math.
What'd you say, 60 minutes and what's that?
$600 a month times 12 months times
So
5 years.
$7,200 a year times 5 years, you're at $3,500.
36,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to delete.
Right, it's much cheaper. You're gonna get $1,000.
Okay.
Chris, I got a question.
Sure.
You know, I think Commissioner Krieger brought up, somebody brought up that the courts
What?
do use it quite a bit. Is that cost captured in indirect? Is that?
We actually, when you put a piece of mail through the mail machine, you have to put an account in there. So any sort of postage that is used by any department has their account number in it, so their postage gets put back into their department. So every department pays for their own postage.
And then in the budget, every department budgets so much for,
Mhm.
okay, sounds good. All right, thank you very much. Commissioner Krieger.
Yeah, but still another question. You know, we've put this big push on to go paperless. You know, and we've invested a lot of money into computers and software. Are we going to at some point see a reduction in some of the expenses as we continue down that path of being, paperless? Or is it just something that we say we're going paperless to feel good? I'm curious.
What I could do is I could get the postage totals for the last 5 years and see if there's been a trend, a downward trend. I could
That
get
would
that
be good.
information for you.
Yeah, maybe we'll discuss it again then next week at the full board.
Okay?
Thank you.
Commissioner Tilley.
I think on that note then, Ernie, is that if there are departments that we're not seeing a decrease in trends, maybe we can look into some
That's-
enhancements in those departments in an effort to bring those costs down, if there are ways to do that. I know some of them are legal, they're going to have to do some mailings, but in other cases, sometimes people are slow into moving into the digital age because they're comfortable in another age and might need some encouragement, so.
Okay.
We've also cut back to our electronic fund transfer to our vendors now instead of sending checks. That's coming along real well.
Except for the first one.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else have any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the Juvenile Home Director, this is funding to purchase radios.
So moved.
Support. Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Commissioner Lutz.
Yeah, we got some information handed up to us. I don't know if everybody looked at it. And earlier today, I had talked to a few of the staff members about some items, so. And, we were gonna, the whole county's gonna go to 800 megahertz, so this is a quote to get 800 megahertz radios rather than the VHF, which was what was originally talked about because they couldn't get a quote on this. So this is going to be quite a savings and quite a thing for us in the future to actually find this vendor, which we can in the future buy additional radios and stuff too. So I'm all in favor of going with Sunny Communications if that's the vendor that they actually use.
Anybody else?
I just have a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Maybe for the, some of you know about these radio stuff yet? A little bit? I'm just guessing you do.
Chris knows a little bit.
You know, I know that a lot of times, a lot of people they buy these radios local, So I guess the question is, so after they buy them, if there's maintenance has to be shipped out to be fixed, locally, how does that work?
Couple of things. They're Motorola product. It's the XTS 5000 radio, and they're refurbished radios. To buy them brand new is $3,000. Refurbished is $875. And in a couple of years, actually, the XTS will be no longer made by Motorola. They're moving to a different product. But this product lifespans that are 10 years plus on the radio itself. So it's the same product that law enforcement, fire, and EMS are using today. in Dade County, so we provide the interoperability we've been looking for with the Juvenile Center here at Central Dispatch. Ryan Mann and I were looking at another product related to radios, and we were just kind of discussing with the vendor Motorola products and the move to Apex, which is a new system, and this radio, the XTS, the one that we currently have. And he said, well, I know of another vendor that has these radios that are refurbished. I want to take a look at it. So we checked in the vendor and looked at them, and they're a credible vendor, and there's a significant savings in purchasing this way.
Thank you. Commissioner Tiller.
On the refurbished though, because I bought refurbished things before, is there a warranty or is any way to service them? I know like modems that I've done, Netgear doesn't warranty if it's refurbished because it's done by somebody else aftermarket. But they're very helpful in showing you how to get to how to service them yourself. You have to do it yourself.
There's a 9-day warranty on the radio itself, as opposed to the 1-year warranty that would be purchased new from Motorola. And then they would just send those back. They call it a depot, no different than warranty work with any other one.
All right, thank you, sir. Julie, I got a question. Would this purchase be eligible for the 50, no? All right, for the 50/50 state, all right. Just a question. All right, thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. From the 911 Director, this is Sanilac County Next Generation 911 Phone System Intergovernmental Agreement Edition.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the Health Director, funding for the Naloxone and Narcan distribution to the police and the first responders.
Or
So moved.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Amendments 3 and 4 to the CPBC agreement.
So moved.
Support. Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Commissioner Begin.
This is the fish item, I believe, right? You say fish, I don't, Joel. Somebody had called me before about the new handouts, the brochures they were distributing, and some question about the scientific accuracy of them. I don't know what's come about since we talked.
Prior to 2013, fish consumption advisories were based on 1980s data, and what the Michigan Department of Community Health has tried to do in the last couple of years is use the new world standard fish consumption advisory and adapt that to local conditions, i.e. Putting out fish advisories on walleye and bluegill and all the local fish that we find in Saginaw River, Saginaw Bay, Lake Huron. It was confusing on some parts because you went from one standard and then to another, where we had unlimited walleye consumption before to walleye consumption of only once per month. And it was confusing on two levels. Number one was, why did we change from unlimited? And that's because the science and methodology has changed. But that's also based on this confusing part number two. Why is it only once per month recommended? And that is the most conservative estimate. So if you do not know how to properly cut, cook, and clean a fish, such as a walleye, if you have genetic predisposition towards certain types of cancers or illness, you should take that into account. If you also don't lead a healthy lifestyle, that may predispose you towards illness within the toxicity of the fish. We did get together and we met with some of the folks that brought those issues up. We explained to them the new science and methodologies, or the state did explain that, and that was greatly appreciated. And we're in the process right now of upgrading those brochures and those things. So it really can talk to people about understanding what their risk is and the fact that we're not trying to discourage people from eating fish, but we just want them to know what their risk might be in regards to some of the fish that pull out of local waters here. There's also fish advisory information about fish that you buy from the store, for example, tuna fish and things like that, which in some cases have much more toxicity than some of the local fish around here as well. We don't want to discourage people from eating fish. We just want them to make sure that they properly cut, cook, and clean the fish, and that they understand the risk overall.
Thank you.
Commissioner Krieger.
So Joe, just lately, we've seen a change with the DNR. Now, the walleye will be a little smaller that they can keep, and they've increased the number of fish that they can catch. So do you anticipate maybe down the road another change on fish consumption, seeing that individuals are going to have a greater amount?
I believe in it. You know, don't quote me on this. I'm not a fisherman myself. I think that the legal limit for walleye is 14 inches.
Well, it's less now.
It's less now. Yeah. And typically, what you find is on being greater and bigger fish, you find more. But that's to be expected. I mean, if you went and shot a deer, you might be facing some of the same types of issues as well. So, yeah, it probably will change, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if we based everything by 1980 size, we would be way far behind. So we want them to continually look to see if conditions are improving.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Thank you, Joel. No other discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Amendment 2 to the MDEQ agreement.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. From the Director of the Division on Aging, Region 7, Area Agency on Aging, these are carryover funds.
So moved.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. From the Mosquito Control Manager, this is a tracking system.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, Commissioner Krieger?
I do. With this tracking system, so we'll be able to monitor it, or someone will be able to monitor it on the screen where all these vehicles are.
Correct, this could be a lifetime. This program could be a multiple-step program. This is just like the very first step. And we're looking to put it on our start their nighttime UOV vehicles, so we know where they're at. And it'll tell us if it goes by your house and it shuts off, and what shuts off, or if it's on, or anything, what time it goes by your house. But it's going to be lifetime. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Anybody else? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Let me see, where are we here? We are on K, Community Corrections Manager, fiscal year 2016 grant application.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We have some payables from the General, Bayonet, Center Ridge Arms.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the Finance Officer, we have some budget adjustments.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We have the 2015 analysis of the general fund equity.
Move to receive.
Support.
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We have the Executive's Directive 2007-11.
Motion to receive.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We have the 2016 budget calendar schedule.
So moved.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. And from Reman, they have a change order for the preparation of the CAFR and the implementation of Gatsby 67.
So moved.
Support.
We had budgeted the money for this, for the funds for this, but it wasn't in the contract, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. It's been moved and supported. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. From the MSHDA Housing Coordinator, we have amendment number 3 to the MSHDA grant.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. We have the Regional Housing Study participation.
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Commissioner Lutson?
I was just wondering if there's anybody here that can address the issue. What are they gonna try to get from that study?
An in-depth view of the housing stock within the Prosperity Region 5 and how each club components. From there, we'll be able to tell how to best fund our money. Do we need to build, say, apartments, townhouses? Where are the people looking to live? It's going to study traffic patterns in and out of each of the regions to see where they're going to jobs, from jobs. It's a pretty in-depth study that's going to help us better focus our housing funds.
So is this gonna be for new housing or for refurbishing existing
A little
housing?
bit of everything. It's going to open up a wide opportunity.
Okay, thanks, Francis.
Hey, Frank, for you, to the chair, who's conducting the study? Who's in charge?
NISHA is overseeing it, and right now they are in the process of getting bids, narrowing it down. There was one company that completed the Prosperity Region 8 analysis, which is just north of us, but we have not heard if they are going to be conducting our study. But it's all mistaken.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else have any questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Under N, we have a resolution in opposition to Senate Bill 321.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Referrals. Any unfinished business? New business? Tom?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Laura is at a soil conservation state meeting over at the Doubletree. Otherwise, she'd be talking and not me. What we'd like to do is to have on the agenda next week the authorization for applying for a Fish and Wildlife grant for Phragmites control. And we'll see that something in writing is 2DN for the agenda.
I would move that.
Oh, we have to move it, do we?
I'll get started with a resolution.
Yeah, okay.
Support.
Okay, it's moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. No closed session.
There's not, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. Miscellaneous? Announcements? Commissioner Krieger?
Yes, we're finally into June. Today, I think, is summer outside, but I know we're certainly going to have a hot temperature come June 20th, which happens to be our day for our beach wellness event. We have a 5 and 10K run. We also have a 5K walk. That'll take place in the morning at the Bay City State Recreational Area, and we will also have volleyball on the beach. And hopefully the northeastern winds will decide to take a break that day, so we should have a great day to come out and watch activities going on at the state park. Plus, we'll also have our cars that'll be coming in. And in fact, a lady this morning who stopped by the shop and saw the brochures is part of an organization that does Corvettes. So there may be a possibility that we'll have a number of vintage Corvettes coming into the park too, so that's pretty exciting.
with that being said, Commissioner Krieger, I believe we're going to have a real expansion of the car show. A lot of folks are contacting us, and there are a lot of neat cars that are going to be out there. So it gives people a good opportunity to see what their beach looks like. It's a beautiful place just to go out and relax and enjoy a nice summer's day. And if anybody out there, our shirts are in. Well, they're not in yet. We've ordered them. They'll be in soon. If somebody wants to make a contribution, a lot of businesses in the past, labor organizations that have, and they are going to continue to get us some money because all that money goes to clean the beach. Maybe let Bob know, and we'll get your name on the back of the shirt. And it's a beautiful. What do they call that shirt? That nice material.
I'm not sure. It's a new synthetic.
Yeah.
Spandex. Not spandex.
Is it a rayon?
Yes.
So, it won't be long, and it'll be a great day for people to get out and enjoy the beach. So, thank you very much. Anybody else have anything under announcements? Anything up in Penn County, Mike?
Yes, unfortunately, the same weekend, we have the Cheesetown Challenge with the Little Mises race, and we hope our county park will be full. I'm sure it is going to be. And this event will be held Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, along with the Cheesetown Challenge Parade. That's in Penn County also that weekend.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else have anything under announcements? Commissioner Lutz.
It's a cheesy
State
weekend.
Park Estate is going to be built this weekend on Saturday.
You helping out?
There's going to be over 100 volunteers out there putting that together. Yeah, me and my crew will be out there helping out.
Good.
So that'll be a new feature for when you guys have yours. The stage will be there.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
Move to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.